That would scare me very much in this one. But here we go. Game number 3 is up. Critical one over here, as MarineLorD and DeMusliM will be the players representing the Chimps, and 3 Beavers and Turkey will be rolling with Vam and Poppy. Colors on the top right of the screen are right now mixed up, so don't get deceived, folks. MarineLorD and DeMusliM are the ones representing the Chimps, and Vam and Poppy are playing for 3 Beavers and a Turkey.
Indeed they are. So, pretty fun map, this map. I do like this map, the concept of it. Do we see any chop throughs coming in? It looks like we've got MarineLorD already beginning a chop on that north side. There is a unit on that woodline. And look at this. Yeah, Wham going for an absolute run through the center, of course, as well. He's in the middle of your screen here. So we got, I suspect, 2 players going for a chop.
Yeah, we have seen that multiple times ever since the qualifiers on this map, that teams often like to all in this map, especially with the deli. You chop through, you could possibly even make a dock so you can do some fishing. Then you get some combat ships out, and that's going to deny the sacred sites from the opponent. You go Feudal Age, get Sanctity with the deli, capture the sacred sites, and then from that point on you play tower defense. You drop towers everywhere, and you're just going to prevent the opponent from chopping through. We have seen that in 3v3s even. I think it was Crackady's team who did that, with an even higher effect, like having Chinese, and then having the Chinese player build the towers at a faster building speed, using the Imperial Palace and the extra line of sight it provides to spot any kind of chop through attempt. So you can really maximize efficiency over here if you want to go for that all-in. The big thing that we discussed prior to this game is that this is a pretty well-established quote-unquote meta for this map. So this is something that's expected by MarineLorD and Demu.
Well, beautiful opening coming through from these guys. Very impressive by Wham. The fact that he didn't need to send his villager back to the town center, it's going to be a huge advantage for him. You've got to be so careful when you're chopping through these trees, because if you do collect 10 wood, you're going to have to head back to the town center, drop it off, and come back and begin working again. The alternative, of course, is dropping a lumber camp.
Look at this. Vam is going to build a barracks in the middle. Now, that I did not expect. The big question was, what is the Ottoman player going to do to supplement the deli over here? My initial thought was that you would just try to apply pressure on the sides and kind of take away the attention from that central part, but that's not going to be the case. Instead, there's going to be Spearman made in the middle. Now, MarineLorD is also chopping through, but he's a little late to the party over here because you already have a barracks out here and docks coming up for both Vam and Poppy. So, while he's going to have a chop through complete, it's going to get spotted. Okay, this is big. This is very big, especially because there's a boar nearby. You could pull the boar and kill the villager.
Oh, this is a good point. The thing is, it already got spotted by the scout that came through. Fishing boat going to be coming out here as well. Look at this.
It's a deli fishing boat.
Great use of the deli fishing boat, hey?
There's nowhere to go.
He could pull the boar, and he's going to have to head back to the pavilion. And we could see Deli come out and wall this and say, well, you got to start on a new route. You got to, you got to work your way through, because MarineLorD was obviously trying to sneak this one through. There's a reason he came through on this angle, because he wanted this to go unnoticed. But the thing is, it hasn't gone unnoticed. So Wham and Poppy Paw definitely going to be feeling a little bit better now that they've discovered this opening. Going to be able to keep it at bay, at least for the moment.
Yeah. I thought the villager was coming to wall this off, but that's not the case. I wonder where this villager is, because I think you still want to wall this off. Otherwise, you risk having that opening out there and eventually having some units flood through by MarineLorD. But looks like MarineLorD is now putting emphasis elsewhere. He's going for Poppy's base.
Yeah, I think on this map, you want to try and wall off all of those positions, especially your own as well, because the enemy could sneak through the back, do a little bit of a backdoor, and obviously right now it's not the time for that kind of action. But we do see the Spearmen making their way down onto the south side. The Age Up has come through. Ark and Chapel going to be the way that DeMusliM goes. Let's take a look at the Ark and Chapel and get a bit of a read on it. This is not a bad Ark and Chapel. Hits the town center, hits the gold, hits the wood line. Also, I think he hit the berries as well. So that's that's pretty close to a perfect Ark.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best that you can get over here. A little far away from the berries, but that's no big deal. This is really a spectacular Ark and Chapel.
All right, well, we'll check into the base of Puppy Paw, because he's got a couple of spearmen that are down there doing damage to his gold mine. Till then, it's going to be just on watch. Yeah, you can see right there. So he's still gathering up, though. He's still gathering that gold. The Age Up coming through. He's going for the Dome of the Faith. No real surprise there, Lidakor.
Yeah, no big deal, indeed. MarineLorD is actually doing the right thing over here with the Spearman torching down a mining camp, because you can't really kill the villagers out there. You do have a scholar that would heal them. So what you do is try to torch down the mining camp and eventually force a villager to be idled by repairing it. Not much damage done, but you want to slow down the Delhi player as much as possible, because remember, it's really all on the Delhi player right now to take control over the game, secure the sacred sites, and then start that countdown.
Yeah. Well, we do see the Twin Minaret Madrasa now coming through as well for Wham. If we're riding on board at the moment with the Muslim, so that age up is going to be coming through, that castle age, going to be coming through shortly. So my question is, how do you deal with the Holy Roman Empire and their mass men-at-arms? Because they're going to be coming through thick and fast. So you got to be careful going up against the HRE with a strat like that.
For sure. This was the big question that I had prior to this game, and this is why I liked the selection of civilizations for the chimps. I feel that if you go very heavily on the man-at-arms on the sides, you can at least slow down Wham and Puppypaw and take away the attention from the middle. That could easily be the way to neutralize this Delhi-style all-in, because this build is not reliant, when it comes to Wham and Puppy's strategy, on making a lot of army. It relies on positional warfare, walling off those choke points and never letting the opponent's army reach the middle. But if you have 20 men-at-arms wreaking havoc inside your base, torching down the buildings, you will not even have the resources to spend on building a tower to prevent a chop-through, for example. So I think this is the right read by Demu and MarineLorD, and I'm really curious how Wham and Puppy is prepared for this, and I sincerely hope they are, because if not, this could be an ugly defeat.
Number one, we need walls in the middle. We need to try and wall up that choke, but you can see that Vils are moving forward for MarineLorD. So he is conscious of the fact his enemy may look to wall that choke point, bringing the extra Vils, and he's going to bring... We've got Vils coming up to draw a dock, but look at this. The counter walls are coming through for Wham.
This is way too late.
We've been talking about this for 4 minutes now. As soon as this chop through got realized, he should have been out here double, triple walling this, because Vils are going to come through here. They're going to look to chop through. And look at this. It's just terrible timing. He can try pull the boar. He might get lucky with the boar. That villager does have a ranged attack for the boar. Let's see if he picks it up. It's not going to matter. He's going to lose the Vil. And with that, it looks like they're going to have a presence out here on the pond in the center.
It's hard for me to watch that, because for a solid 5 minutes time, that opening was there with absolutely no one nearby. Anyone could have sent a villager. You even had a villager out there in the middle for Puppy. They saw the villager from MarineLorD come through. They even had their spearmen get through that gap, so they know fully well that this was open. Timing was just not there on that wall, and now they're going to pay the price. Sure enough, you have a bunch of Delhi fishing ships here that can fire arrows, but how are they going to match up against Hawks? I don't know, Aussie. I have a very bad feeling about this here for Wham and Puppy.
Yep, I do as well. And we can see the castle age coming through for Puppypaw at the moment. So he's going to be thinking a bit more outside the box instead of moving into a heavier archer comp in the second age. Going to be instead thinking about crossbows in the third age. So smart moves from him. Not even looking for sacred sites. And was that the play all along? I mean, hold on a minute. We've got double fast castle. Wait a minute. Whoa. Hold on. We got double fast castle coming in from 3 beavers and a turkey. Have we been faked out here? What is going on? Because behind this, DeMusliM, has he picked up any relics? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 relics on the map at the moment. So I think he might have 1 in the bag if he's lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sincerely hoping that this was the game plan from the very beginning, and they just faked everybody, including MarineLorD and DeMusliM. Because MarineLorD and DeMusliM are reacting to this as if, as I said, this was an all-in on the middle. And for a long time it seemed like it, but maybe this was a fake out. I still don't know what to think about this, though, because you have to keep something in mind. DeMusliM is in Castle Age. Imagine that MarineLorD and DeMusliM now wall off the middle and then capture the sacred sites. What then?
What happened here that the wall has gone down? That wall went down very quickly. Did he accidentally build a gate on that wall and then it got sieged down immediately and then he just he lost the entire wall? It broke the wall.
Oh, that's so bad. He tried to build a gate to the part where it was double layered, but the gate was still touching the outside part of the single layer section. So by losing that gate, he also damaged the single layer. Now the matter goes down, and I don't know, Aussie. Vam might just be busy here typing GG, not even moving that matter. What is he gonna do?
Yeah. This is not good, right? Like, things have just gotten out of control here. We should have had walls up in the center. We didn't. That was easy, a small investment. Very easy. And now we've lost our entire water economy because we didn't wall the center. On top of that, we made one mistake with the wall down here on the south. We just wanted to have a nice little wall up here, but our villager AI'd in onto the wrong side, so we had to get a gate up to put him through, and now we've lost the wall. And so now the only thing this team can do is try and hold on. We see the crossbows are out. They know how important it is to hold on in this game, but they've lost the entire water economy. This is like, the center of the map is over. They've now got to start thinking outside the box, and the reality is when you get to the late game with the deli, thinking outside the box isn't a fun thing to do.
Yeah, not at all. They will have the power to hold off the men-at-arms now, but those men-at-arms have really reached their purpose. The goal now for MarineLorD and DeMusliM is to try and do the same thing that we initially thought Wham and Puppy would do. Just focus down the middle and then start that sacred site countdown. You see MarineLorD, or actually that's DeMusliM, back at home he went for Monastery. He feels confident about securing quite a few relics, and he's gonna have no trouble doing that because right now, Wham and Puppy have to play a reactionary game. Both are forced to go full crossbows as a response to the men-at-arms.
Yeah. Now, this isn't a bad thing, right? Crossbows are a good unit. You're playing against the Holy Roman Empire. They love to make those armored units. And as you mentioned, the sacred site's now going towards the chimps. Something that probably wasn't expected coming into this.
I still don't know if this was a fake out from Wham and Puppy, or whether this was just things going the wrong direction. But whichever the case, now MarineLorD has it walled off, and the entire idea of picking the deli on this map is that you can secure the sacred sites at a very early point and then start that timer very fast. But since that never really happened, now we have DeMusliM in Castle Age. He has the Prout out there. He's going to capture both sacred sites. They have pawn control. And you see the immediate reaction from MarineLorD and DeMusliM. The moment they start doing that, they drop walls in the north. From this point on, they have no desire to fight on the outside. All attention should be in the middle.
Yeah. I think what hurts the most, I'm not going to sing the song, but I really want to. But for me, what hurts the most is it was so simple, right? Like, you just wall up the center. It's 15 wood. You wall it 3 times. Great, that's 45 wood. That's a lot to chop through. You chuck a couple archers behind there. Don't have to worry about vills. You send through your scholars. You start taking the sacred sites. You don't even go for the victory condition. You don't care about the victory condition. You're just getting some gold. And one of the other things was Puppy Paw didn't wall on his side. And so MarineLorD was able to exploit that. He brought spears in behind, began working on that wall, harassing villagers. And as a result, it meant that a mistake was made. And then Wham was forced onto the back foot because of it.
It's difficult because it takes a lot of effort to wall the right side, or, well, not just right side, but left side as well. The outside rim is a pretty wide area, so it's a big resource investment, especially early game, to wall it. So I'm not completely surprised that Puppy didn't go for that. The thing, as you said, that's more surprising is that we didn't have a wall up in time in the middle. That's why I thought that this could be a fake out, maybe. But then you had Wham sending that villager last minute to get that wall up. A lot of things that are just a little weird over here. Ultimately resulting in the chimps securing the middle now. And you see Sacred Site countdown clocking at 9:30. And if you look at what Puppy and Wham has, crossbows. They either defend against this push of men-at-arms back at home, but then they don't push either the middle or the sides. Or they will have to try to get to the middle, but good luck doing that. You're gonna have to fight with land units against Hulks. If you have a couple of Springles, this may work, but that's not something that they have available.
Yeah, this isn't, it's not looking the best at the moment. Men-at-arms are going to be repelled, though. There are crossbows over here for Puppy Paw. So, if there's a way back into this game, he looks to try and find it. But the relic numbers, I think that's going to be the big question for me. How many has DeMusliM snagged away? Because he's snagging away another one at the moment behind this stealth forest.
I think he's got like 5+.
Yeah, I suspect it's probably something similar. We do see there is still one relic over on the west side yet to be taken at the moment. But we have a look. One monastery's got one inside.
He definitely has more than that.
Surely he has more than that. That can't be the second relic that he's got right there.
I think the thing that tells us the story is that there is one unclaimed relic on the map. So there has to be relics picked up by him. No one else was able to pick up relics for quite a while. So, yeah, there it is. Second, third relic coming in.
Where's Puppy Paw's base? Let's take a look at that. See what the relic situation is like for him. Let's see, well, there's a relic just coming over there.
Better
There's
than
two.
expected.
I see two coming through. One for Wham, one for Puppy Paw. Well, actually, that might be two for Puppy Paw. And then he's got one in the bag already. That's three. There's the fourth. So I guess that adds up. They're three apiece, aren't they?
Yeah, I expect way more from DeMusliM given how long he was in Castle Age. I guess he didn't have the prelates available to walk out. Interesting. I would have thought that he's gonna have more. Still, quite frankly, that doesn't really matter right now, as long as those sacred sites are going down. Springald's now making an appearance for Wham, but we do have a bit of a traffic jam over here. I think he's struggling to get the mangonel through that narrow passage. He needs to chop more.
So what he actually needs to do is drop, you got to drop lumber camps, drop houses. You can see how he's doing it right now. This is what he needs to be doing. So they bug out. And I've actually had this happen. You can fit units through there, but until you actually clear the trees, they will bug out. And you can see right now he's able to pass because of that. So he's trying to put the houses down. It's a very weird bug. It only happens when you're trying to fit through units like this, through these little ponds. And we can see right now we got the gamer. The gamer water fleet coming out for DeMusliM, or rather MarineLorD in the center. Look at this. The RGB is glowing with these ships.
I mean, given how good their position is right now, you really aren't surprised that there is disco on those ships.
Yeah. It's important to always have that flashing whenever you get excited. But we see a bit of a counterattack coming in over on the east side. Puppy Paw just running it solo right now, taking the page out of Jason Derulo's book. Where is his ally, though? That's the question for me. I mean, Wham's pushing to the center. We know that much, but remember, that's a bit of a distraction.
Yeah.
It's not really, you don't really have to contest the central sacred sites. They're not trying to pull that victory off. And hold on, we've got unique units. MarineLorD with the Grand Galley, double Grand Galley. Get back to where you came from, he says. We're holding the sacred site, at least for the moment, but Springald's are out, so don't get too excited. But, push coming through now. Things starting to spice up a little bit, Lidakor.
Yeah, now, here's the big thing. The chop-through is right next to where this breach was made. So, quite frankly, Puppy could send some of his forces down to the middle. Anything else would be just subpar, because at this point, even if you wipe out the entire eco of MarineLorD and DeMusliM, it might not even matter, because we are down to 5.5 minutes, and you still have to somehow access this central area, which is definitely something that they're struggling with. But Demu has something else on his mind here. He's going up to Imperial with the Pass of Schwabia. If they can clean this push up, I don't see Wham and Puppy stopping this.
Yeah, but hold on a minute. We got Puppy Paw with Vils. It's coming. He's bringing in the reinforcements, and it's going to be in the form of a keep. Man-at-Arms looking to push forward here. Up against the crossbows, though. A little bit of a dangerous fight. There's more than enough crossbows here to one-shot. The Mangonel does come out. That's what he's looking to protect. So the Mangonel out now. Knights looking to round the corner. We can see them heading towards that position. And look at the Mangonel. He's kind of tucked away here. Villagers getting a beautiful block in, as well as the Men-at-Arms. He's able to hold on a little bit longer. That keep needs to get up. The Villagers on the front side. Mangonel moving through. Gets the shot off. Hits the first layer of Vils. That's going to be one shot. Counted out, Lidakor. There's a second one coming through any second, but it's not going to matter. The keep gets up, and Lord Doubt does not smile upon this keep today.
Yeah, now this is turning into an all-in for DeMusliM and MarineLorD. If they can't keep the sacred sites alive in the middle, they will have one player that has a castle inside his base and not much to work with. There is going to be a horseman switch coming up here swiftly from DeMusliM as a response to those crossbows, but you see tremendous damage is done over here by the Lancers on the eco of MarineLorD, and kind of the same on DeMuslim's eco. This is coming down to an all-in in the middle with 4 minutes left on the clock for MarineLorD and DeMusliM.
Look at those Grand Galleys, baby. They are doing work in the center. You shall not pass. DeMusliM now going to be dropping down a keep here. Remember, he's in Imperial Age. He's got access to things like the Bombard. So do watch out for that one. But at this point in time, it's looking like a pretty solid attack here coming out from the Beavers and the Turkey.
They need more Springolds. They need something to take down those ships with. Mangonels won't crack it. Crossbows won't crack it. And you see those expensive siege weapons, they're just going down. No big deal for the Ottoman player. He's getting them for free. But I do not see a single Springald available for him. We have Springolds now coming up for Puppy Paw. I think there's a breach on the right side that they can use to access the middle. But they have to chop around the layer of stone wall, or they have to get through it. And we just have 3 minutes left to go. The first gong is just gonna ding for us. Clock is ticking pretty badly over here for 3 Beavers and a Turkey.
Look at the range on those Grand Galleys. What is that? That is huge. That's How much range are we talking on these Grand
9?
Galleys? Look, he's got trebuchets trying to deal with that. 9 range? So they basically have the same range as a Springle? Look at the Mangonel. Mangonel trying to get in there. This might be a good game. They've got a range of 6, it says, but I tell you what, that's looking like it might be a little bit more than... Hold on. Here we go, Grand Galley. 9.5 tiles of range. Get out of town. That is huge. The Springle's only got 10 range, which means that with the extra movement speed that the Grand Galleys have got, they're always going to be able to snipe out Springles. So unless you can get to 4 or 5 Springles, you're never going to be able to contest this. And he can't get through the wood line here because he's never going to have enough surface area for those Springles to actually be meaningful. This is good game. Yeah, this is actually over. And a good game gets called. Wham surrenders. Puppy Paw surrenders. The game gets called 3-0 to the Chimps.
Oh,
that's huge. The Grand Galley is the MVP right now, Lidakor. I've never seen the Grand Galley, but that was amazing.
I love this idea. We've talked about this one prior to this game as well. The Chimps so far had the number of 3 Beavers and a Turkey. We had what seemed to be an all-in style approach from Wham and Puppy with 2 civilizations that were tried and used well for this. And then here comes DeMusliM and MarineLorD. For a long time, it seemed like the story is just gonna be that they want to wipe out the outside with the men-at-arms and the Ottomans will be the supporting civ. But I loved how they just said, okay, wait a minute. We could optimize this all-in style approach even more. We have the Coastal Age with the HRE, take the Sacred Sites and then just use the Grand Galleys to defend them. Such a lovely combination, such a good synergy between these 2 civilizations. And at the end of the day, once again, it felt like the Chimps had their strategy 1 step ahead compared to 3 Beavers and a Turkey. Lovely win there here in game number 3, and a terrifying position for 3 Beavers and a Turkey to be in, down 3-0 in this best of 9.
Yes, it's a best of 9, which means that 5 points is that's what matters, right? It's the first to 5. But there's always the potential for a sweep. We've seen sweeps before in this event. We may see a rather reverse sweep. We may see it come out again.